Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for March 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else. Also, be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, now let's begin. Tapping into the Aquarius collective now for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is my chair stuck on? Okay, maybe you're stuck on something. Okay, we'll see if that comes through in the reading. For Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, what does Aquarius need to know for March 2026? What do they not see coming, or what do they need to prepare for? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, you have the King of Cups. I just heard big love. In the top row, you have the Star. You have the Seven of Pentacles. And you have the Ten of Wands. Flanking the King of Cups is the King of Wands and the Page of Cups. And then in the bottom row, you have the Seven of Wands, you have the Empress, and you have the Seven of Cups. Sneak peek now into April. You have the Tower, you have the Emperor, and you have the Queen of Cups. King to the Queen of Cups, Emperor to the Empress. That leaves the Hierophant, the Ten of Cups, Four of Cups to the Nine of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's clarify this now using the After Tarot deck. The images in this deck are different, and that changes the meanings of the cards, and we'll go through them as necessary for your reading. Let's begin to clarify now. For Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for March 2026, we are clarifying the Star, Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, King of Wands, King of Cups, Page of Cups, Seven of Wands, the Empress, and the Seven of Cups. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Who's the odd man out? The odd man out. All right, the Star is clarified by the Nine of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Cups. The Ten of Wands is clarified by Judgment. The King of Wands is clarified by the Devil. The King of Cups is clarified by the Moon. The Page of Cups is clarified by the Death card. The Seven of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Wands. The Empress is clarified by the Three of Wands. And the Seven of Cups is clarified by the Ace of Wands. Holy but Jesus. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Five of Pentacles. That leaves the Queen of Swords, Four of Cups, the Star to the Emperor here at the bottom of the deck. This is a relationship reading. If you're not interested in a relationship, I suggest you check out another placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Your overall energy for the month of March, King of Cups to the Moon. You are, I don't know, you're very emotional about someone here in your life. You've got a lot of love or a lot of depth here for someone. And I feel like up until this point, you've kept it to yourself. So there's someone here that you admire, you respect, or you have a lot of love for. And even if you have shown it to this person, sometimes I see the King of Cups as an energy of someone who does acts of service. When it comes to love, it's like the person who knows how to make your coffee, or they know what you like for dinner, or they know the perfect gift to buy you. It's a very act of service kind of king, but they usually don't express it very well in terms of verbalizing it. So whoever this person is to you, the month of March seems to center around this very, very deep affection and love that you have for this person. And I kind of feel like it's bubbling to the surface. It's getting to a point where you can't keep it in anymore. The top row, Star to Nine of Wands, Seven of Pentacles to the Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands to Judgment. This is someone you've known for quite some time. If you're not interested, like I said, in a love reading, it's not your reading. Don't be offended. Look elsewhere. I can't change the message that is here. So clearly there's an Aquarius and Aquarius placement watching that needs to hear this message. There's a partnership here in your life that you have desired for quite some time. Like I said, you have a lot of love for this person. You're willing to fight for this connection. You're willing to go the distance for this connection. Dare I say you're willing to change the way you show up in connection for this person. This is going to be a very specific reading. So if it, like I said, it's not yours, don't take it. But there's something here of you not wanting to give up on this person. This person is part of your wish fulfillment. There's a part of you that feels as if you are destined to be with this person. Seven of Pentacles to the Ace of Cups. This love that you have for this person, you have felt it for quite some time. You've held on to it for quite some time. There have been moments where you've contemplated walking away from it. But Ten of Wands to Judgment, as difficult as this connection may be for you, in the month of March, you're deciding to give it another try. But you're doing things differently. Ten of Wands to Judgment, you're making the judgment call to do it again. But flanking the King of Cups to the Moon is the King of Wands to the Devil. You're coming in differently. I don't know if in the past this relationship was all passion-based for you, or if there was some trauma bonding or an aspect of codependency to it. But in the After Tarot deck, the Devil card actually shows two people unchained, unshackled. And I think you're taking the lead on this. So if this was a connection in the past that was fire-based, you're no longer doing that. If this was a connection in the past for you where, like I said, there was some type of codependency or trauma bonding or unhealthy attachment, the way you're approaching the connection this time around and what you hope will be a rebirth with this person It appears here you're choosing to do it differently. Page of Cups to the Death card. You are offering this person, it looks like you're extending your heart to them. Could be an apology, offer of reconciliation. And look, I don't know, maybe this is someone that you've had your eye on for quite some time. And you do have all of this love, respect, and admiration, but you've never fully verbalized it. This is the month, and it appears, because I'm reading for you, you're putting an end to the stagnation or the procrastination, and you're asking this person out on a date. And if this is someone currently in your life, this is someone that you're realizing they mean a lot to you. And in order for this connection to work, or to work again, for those of you who are like, this is reconciliation, you're choosing to approach it differently. Seven of Wands to the Queen of Wands. This person is very resistant to you. They have some walls up. They're not fully trusting you. There's passion there, King to the Queen of Wands, and we see King to the Queen of Cups. So I don't think it's a surface level connection. I think they feel as deeply for you as you feel for them. But whatever transpired here in the past has this person a little bit guarded, at least energetically, when it comes to you. And then we have the Empress to the Three of Wands. I don't know why, but I heard something about waiting. I don't know if they have to wait for you or you're waiting to move forward with them. And then the Seven of Cups to the Ace of Wands. If you had any confusion about this connection or rebirthing it, or again, if it's a new person approaching them, that's dispelled. It seems like whatever confusion or illusion that you had here, you seem to gain clarity, and you are fully engaged, fully connected with this person. So if you were, again, let's say it's a new person, you've had your eye on them for a while, you respect them, you admire them, I don't think there's love there per se in terms of like, I'm in love with you, because I don't think you, if it's new, you would actually like know this person. But you are approaching it differently, where again, maybe in the past it was all passion and intimacy and sex and desire. And again, it's not saying you don't have those feelings for them, but you're taking it slow. Your approach here is different. The passion and fire is there, but you're a little bit more expressive verbally. And maybe that was something in your past relationships that you didn't do. And that's how you're changing the game with this new person. If this is your current person, you are changing the way you show up in connection, the way you approach them. You're a lot more tender. Again, the intimacy level is still there, but you're engaging more from a place of your heart. And I feel like you're allowing yourself to be more vulnerable with this person. If it's a past person, you're calling judgment because you want to rebirth the connection. Your approach to reconnecting with this person is differently. So you're guiding the connection here for the month of March. Again, whether you're coming together with a new person, or you're changing the way you and your current person operate in the connection, or you're revisiting a past connection. Like, you're taking the lead here. Tower to the Emperor to the Queen of Cups. This person ends up breaking in the month of April, meaning whatever energetic wall they have, or a little bit of resistance or hesitation, or having their guard up, like if it's that past person, you seem to be breaking that down for them. And this person now in April is more emotionally vulnerable with you. We have the Empress here with that Two of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles, no longer being cold to you, because sometimes the Five of Pentacles could talk about someone who's emotionally shut off or emotionally cold. In the After Tower deck, this person is coming out of being in that state. So the Two of Pentacles, actually in the After Tower deck, they're turning their back on it. So I think what your approach here is, I'm going to approach this connection differently, whether it's new, current, or past. And then it's sort of like, well, I'm going to wait and see if this person meets me where I'm at, if they're willing to engage with me or engage with me again. And it's going to take a little effort on your part, but it looks like come April, that's broken. Like the wall is down. They're willing to get to know you more. They're becoming more vulnerable with you. Or if it's a new person, I think they're enjoying your level of expression here. Because again, maybe in the past you didn't do that. And if it's a past person, they're trusting you more in the month of April. They're a little bit guarded. I'm not going to lie to you. But they're willing to give you like the benefit of the doubt. The Star to the Nine of Wands, Seven of Pentacles to the Ace of Cups, and Ten of Wands to Judgment. Clarify that Ten of Wands, please, for the Aquarius Collective. You're doing relationship, romantic partnership differently as of March. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ten of Wands is clarified by the Six of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Pentacles. So again, if it's a new person, it's taking you a while now to get past the point of procrastination to approach them. If it's your current person, you've thought about this for quite some time. How can I change or improve the dynamic of this connection? What do I need to do to evolve and grow as a partner? And if it's a past person, you've thought about, how can I offer this person a chance here, or opportunity at reconciliation? And how do I go about doing that differently than I've done it in the past? Tell me more about Judgment. Tell me more about Judgment here for the Aquarius Collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Judgment is being clarified by the Chariot. So you're making the choice to move forward. Hermit, after a lot of introspection. Six of Cups, you are returning to a soulmate here. Bottom of the deck, Three of Swords. And the After Tower deck, the swords are out of the heart. The heart is wounded. So this appears to be you making the choice to approach this person. Again, this could be in terms of when I say a past person, if this is a new person in this lifetime for you, this is a past soulmate. And yeah, you're being felt or called because you feel like you're healed enough from a past connection that ended for you, and you're ready to move forward towards this person who your soul already recognizes as a kindred spirit. If it's your current connection, you're reflecting back to the past. There's a lot of feeling of nostalgia. You are realizing how much this person really means to you, and you're not wanting to give up on the connection. So you're approaching it differently in the hopes of strengthening the connection with this person. And if it's a past person, you are returning to this past person because you want to heal the connection with them. You've had some kind of insight during your time of separation, and you feel like if this person were to give you another chance, you're going to do it differently. Again, like I said, I'm an Aquarius rising. If this, like, it's not my message, I'm not going to get upset. It's just not my message. But so if it's not your message, don't be upset. Don't be like, I would never go back to that person. Okay, that's okay. It could be a new person that you're approaching. Okay, this is predictive in nature, right? I'm doing this reading for March, so let's see how March plays out then. But you are making the choice here to connect with someone. Clarify the Page of Cups. Actually, clarify the King of Wands. I'd like to see what you're doing differently here in connection. You're choosing to do something different when it comes to romantic partnerships in general. One more shuffle. Thank you. The King of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Cups. You're leading from your heart. You have the Devil, which you're breaking away from, and you have the Four of Wands. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords, there you are. So I think in the past, you were a very passion-driven person in connection. You like the excitement, you like the fire, you like the intimacy, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you're realizing you need to be a little bit more heart-based, either when attracting this new person, engaging with your current person, or like I said, reconnecting with the past person. Oh, let me grab the other deck. And again, you're taking the lead to do this. Tell me about the Devil energy here. I love that you are detaching from an unhealthy way that maybe you showed up in connection. And I'm not saying you're a toxic person, but we all have toxic traits and patterns. I mean, I can definitely see within myself how I have that in platonic and romantic connections. And it's just this one particular pattern that you have determined, you know, it's an obstacle to a romantic partnership. I'm going to try approaching romantic partnership by eliminating this toxic trait within myself. It's great. It's growth. I wish everyone would do this. I mean, it's wonderful. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Seven of Wands. You have the Ten of Wands and the Fool card. Yeah, you, King of Wands. Again, this is you. You're taking the lead here to show up differently in connection. I think what you found was by not being vulnerable emotionally or expressive emotionally, I think you're realizing it was really a hindrance to past connections that you've had. And again, not blaming you for every connection that ended or things that went wrong or things other people did to you, but I just think that you're learning that you need to be a little bit more vulnerable emotionally speaking. So again, whoever this person is to you, past person or new, you claim it how you want. This is your reading, not mine. It looks like you will be approaching romantic connection very differently now as of March. It's way more heart-based and less fire. What is up with this person? Because it looks like when you're offering them this Page of Cups, they're a little guarded. So why the Seven of Wands for this person's energy? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Why the Seven of Wands? The Five of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Swords. Clarify the Queen of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Queen of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. If this is a new person, this is someone who wants to be in a connection that can go the distance. This person is nervous to enter connections because they're looking for a long-term committed partner. They're not looking for fly-by-night. They're not looking for quick sexual intimacy and then it fizzles out. This person kind of wants it all. This person wants the fire, but they want the love. They're looking for an emotionally balanced partnership. It doesn't appear to be that that's what they've had in the past. So they have come out of a relationship where there was a lot of conflict or disagreements. They just weren't on the same page. I feel like they're very cautious about entering a new connection. So if it's a new person, that's why it's a little guarded. Do they have passion for you and desire? Absolutely. Six of Wands to the Knight of Wands. But at the end of the day, they're looking for a long-term committed partnership because that's not what they had in the past. So energetically, they're a little... They're not as quick to jump into a relationship with you or with anyone. I see them changing their minds, but yeah, at first it's a little, they're a little standoffish. If it's your current person, again, the passion and fire is there. But whatever troubles or obstacles you've had, This person is concerned that the same repetitive cycle will keep repeating between you and them. Are they open to this new approach that you have? Absolutely. And do they want the connection with you? Absolutely. But they're nervous. Six of Swords to the Nine of Swords. As the two of you move forward and try to get on the same page, you're not 100% sold at this time it'll work. If it's a past person, same message. But then I do see them coming around, and it looks like, I hate to use the term breaking, but that's what I'm being told. It's kind of like you break them. And I think it's because you're consistent. The Emperor is a very consistent energy. I think because you show consistency, they soften towards you in that Queen of Cups. They go from a Queen of Wands, which could be very hard energy, to a Queen of Cups where they're starting to be more emotionally vulnerable because they're seeing you staying steady emotionally. The Empress. Tell me more about this person. And I don't read body parts. It could be Emperor, Empress, Empress to Empress. No judgment here. Emperor to Emperor. Tell me about the Empress here. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Four of Pentacles. That's a little bit of that stubborn energy, right? Justice and the Death card, bottom of that King of Swords. So this person is a little standoffish with you. Are they engaging in the connection? They are. They are looking to have like, if it's new person, rebirth in love. Your current person, they're open to exploring, maybe changing up the connection or accepting the new you in the connection. If it's a past person, yeah, again, they're open to rebirthing the connection with you. They're cautiously optimistic, though, that it can work. Three of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. I mean, that is the Sun in Sagittarius, the Sun in Aries. So they are moving forward. You have the Two of Wands, future planning in this deck. The Five of Swords, they just don't want to argue about in Page of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Four of Wands. Yeah, this person is accepting this offer. Again, you're asking them out on a date, they're saying yes. You want to ask for their phone number, they're saying yes. There's no resistance there. In the After Tower deck, no one is fighting. There's no resistance. They're not mentally conflicted, and they're future planning with you. Current person is moving forward with you, albeit slowly. Past person is willing to give you another chance here. Seven of Cups to the Ace of Wands. Whatever confusion you had about approaching this person or reapproaching this person or taking a different approach in your current connection, the confusion is gone, and it looks like you know the direction that you want to take. Whatever confusion this person had about you, I don't know, the wall's up. It looks like the walls are starting to come down by the time you get to the end of March. I heard in April you're breaking them. Tell me about the Tower there. You're softening them, and I think it's through your consistency. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Tower is clarified by the Three of Wands. Again, so now this person chooses, remember the Empress to the Three of Wands was like, I'm going to move forward, but cautiously. This person is now showing up here again in that Three of Wands. Ace of Wands, that's the truth. And the Four of Swords, bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. So it's almost like it's going to take a couple of weeks of going on dates or getting to know this person, or you consistently showing up in the connection this way, or again, reconnecting with this person if it's a past person. That Four of Swords tells me it's going to take 4 weeks, maybe even like a month. But then they do start to soften. They do start to trust you, whether it's the past, current, or new person. They are starting to trust you more in the month of April due to your emotional consistency and emotional availability. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Eight of Wands moving forward with you, Knight of Swords, and then two cards came out, the Magician and the Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck, you have a Queen of Pentacles. Who's that? Oh, in the beginning of the reading, I heard odd man out. Who is that? What is that? Is someone married here? For someone watching? Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles? Is that what's happening here? Is someone married? Is someone engaged elsewhere? Oh, that just took a twist. So, all right, I have two very different messages. I have two different groups of you now. I don't know where this message just came from. I wasn't getting that feeling here. So, for those of you where you're single, they're single, okay, you're in this connection now. By the month of April, whether it's past, current, or new, you're in this connection. Whatever resistance this person had, they've lowered their guard, okay? You're actively communicating with this person. You're actively moving forward with this person. And if that's the case, it looks like in the future, you are both building. I love this because you're both flanking this. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and in the middle here, we have Ten of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles. So you are both actively working on creating a long-term partnership here. Again, whether it's past, current, or new. And then I don't know why, I just remembered that saying, that thing that I heard at the beginning of your reading about the odd man out. If one of you is involved elsewhere, I don't want to use the word engaged. If one of you is involved elsewhere, that might be why someone here is very cautious. Like if you're involved elsewhere, you're approaching this person, but maybe you're doing it differently. If they're involved elsewhere, I have a group of you. There's another partnership here. There's another partnership here. Oh, okay. There's another partner. Again, it's not for all of you, okay? So if this part of the reading doesn't resonate, don't discount the rest of the message. I have a group of you here where you are involved elsewhere. I mean, this is your reading. I have a group of you where you are involved elsewhere. And if you are involved elsewhere, the reason why this person is going so slow, they're waiting for some type of word, insight, or communication that you're leaving behind that other partnership in divine timing. That's why they're so resistant to you. Only for those of you where you're in another connection. Tell me about the Empress here to the Two of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Empress, Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Two of Cups, that partnership. Two of Wands. Again, we go back to future planning. And the Ace of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. Yeah. Anything else Aquarius needs to know about this? So your emotional consistency allows this person to become emotionally vulnerable with you in April. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Queen of Swords. You have the Three of Swords. And you have the Six of Swords. Bottom of the deck, again, with that Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to have to pull cards on that. So again, if both of you are single, whether it's past, current, or new, it looks like this person is softening up to you and becoming more emotionally vulnerable with you in the month of April. But it's all due to your consistent emotional vulnerability that you're showing, or I heard showcasing to them. So your consistency will allow this person to let their guard down. I feel a need now to grab cards for those of you on that timeline where there's another connection and it's on your part. And Aquarius, I think one of the readings that I did for you that actually came up, I think it was what you had to focus on was the lie. And I said, I'm an Aquarius rising, this doesn't resonate for me, so don't get upset if it's not your message. But it was like for some of you, you were engaged in, I keep saying engaged, but what I really mean is like involved in another connection. And it's like the truth was going to come out about that, or one was going to find out about the other, or both were going to find out about the other. I just saw the Seven of Swords card there. So this will be only for those of you where you're the one in another connection. This is not a reverse energy reading. Okay. And like I'm an Aquarius rising, I'm not involved elsewhere. Okay, so like this portion of the reading wouldn't be mine. For my Aquarians that are involved elsewhere, there's something about that other connect. Like this person is waiting for you to leave that person or something like that. Tell me about the other connection for Aquarius. What do they need to know about the other connection? One more shuffle. Thank you. What do you need to know about the other connection? Ten of Swords, the World card, and the Hierophant. So if it is a long-term committed partnership that you have elsewhere, bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, the Death card, Justice. I don't know if you're filing for divorce. It's something you're heavily contemplating. You've already made up your mind that you've ended it. I'm sorry if you're the cross-watcher watching this. I don't mean to be insensitive. But the other connection is coming to an end, and it looks like it's something that you're doing. So I don't know if you're separating from this person or you're filing for divorce or something like that is happening. And I think this other person appears to just be like waiting for you to like officially do that with that Justice energy. We have the Five of Wands. You're not internally conflicted about this anymore. You have the Page of Pentacles, and you have what I call the Ace of Cups in this deck, and Queen of Cups. Yeah, you have someone else here, and you're moving towards that person. And the After Tower deck, the Seven of Cups, the person is leaving behind the past, the Six of Cups, and they're moving towards the Ace of Cups, which is what the Queen here is holding. Eight of Cups, leaving someone behind. King to the Queen of Cups again, and then you have the Lovers card, and you have the Hierophant, Three of Pentacles to the Fool card. If you're currently in another connection, Aquarius, it looks like, I don't want to say you have friend zoned this person, but Three of Pentacles to the Hierophant, if this is like a marriage or a long-term committed partnership, it's like you're showing up out of like obligation. And again, I don't want to say you're friend zoning the person, but you're taking care of the basic necessities, but your heart is no longer open to this person. You definitely have made a choice here to move in another direction. Anything else about the ending here of the long-term committed partnership? One more shuffle. Thank you. Maybe that's why you're able to show up differently in connection, is because you now have made peace with the fact that you're ending this. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Okay. Queen of Cups. And the Moon card. Bottom of the deck, Judgment. So you've made, or you are making a judgment call to end that connection. I don't know when you're ending it. It'll be different for all of you. But that's going to allow you to be more emotionally vulnerable towards this person. Like towards your new person here. The Queen of Cups showed up twice here for you. Could be King of Cups. I don't read body parts. Anything else about the ending here? One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the King of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands, and you have the Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, you have Six of Swords, Three of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what you're waiting for. It's like you're waiting for the right time to end that other connection. but emotionally you are completely, you have completely severed yourself emotionally from that person. That's why you're showing up differently in connection. But you seem to be waiting for the right time to end it. And I don't know why that is. That'll be different for all of you. All right, let's get some oracle cards, and we'll close it out with kippers and then advice. Lengthy read there for you. Sorry about that. Lots of different messages came through there in the last hour, like in the last minute. Okay, 3 oracle cards here, please, for what was row 1, row 2, and row 3. I just saw the savings card, maybe for those of you in that other connection you're saving. Maybe you're saving money or something like that to get a divorce or something like that to prepare you for your new life. Can I get 3 more oracle cards, please? 1 more? Okay. Okay, so for the first row, you had God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. And then you have Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother, healing is possible at this time. So I do think you're healing a wound within you. I think it was the ability, or I should say inability, to be emotionally vulnerable. It looks like that's what you're healing, and that you will be emotionally vulnerable moving forward. Deservingness, I think you feel like you deserve to be loved. I also think that you want to have some reciprocity in a connection. You have soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. So yeah, either you're understanding the role you played in past connections or your current connection. There's something like this where you feel like you need to do it differently. And then you have to do the work. So I do think you've been doing the work. Like I said, it's a lot of growth for you to do this. I wish everyone on the planet would do this. Think about what a better place it would be if we all looked within our shadow aspect and said, yeah, I show up that way. Let me try to heal that wound, or show up differently. So I wouldn't be so hard on yourself for that shadow aspect. I think it's wonderful that you looked at yourself and that you did the work. Most people don't do that. And as a result of you doing the work, now you have heart is awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. You are now giving and receiving in balance. Lovely. We'll get you some kippers, and then we'll get you oracle cards for past person, current person, new person, and then also for those of you where you have another connection. 2 cards here for top row. You have occupation and you have journey. I think it's taken you quite some time to work on yourself. It's been a quite journey. Have you perfected this aspect of being emotionally vulnerable? No, but you're willing to continue working on yourself. And like I said, that's more than what most people do. You have wealthy man. And then you have bad health, kind of came out on the side. So maybe you're recognizing your role. You could be, you know, the masculine or the feminine in the relationship that, you know, again, I don't read body parts, but maybe you're realizing your role in the connection, because the wealthy man is very much like the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles doesn't really wear their heart on their sleeve. So maybe that's where you're realizing, oh, the way I have shown up, or the way I do show up in connection, it adds to the bad health of the connection. Like, it doesn't make it a healthy connection if I'm closed off, or I'm not vulnerable, or I don't know how to emotionally express myself. So again, you're healing, right? That wound. And then you have main female, and you have community kind of came out on the side. So again, I think this is that person that you're moving towards. Again, main female, main male. Community card for me in this deck is like the 3 of Cups. So are they moving forward with you? They are, towards partnership or reconciliation or new connection, but they're doing it slowly. Poverty, expectation, courtship. I think you are hoping that this person, or you're expecting this person to come around. And I think you're right. I think that's exactly what they end up doing. And then you've got the Lover's card. So I do think, again, as long as you are emotionally consistent, this person will be able to open up and trust you, at least by the time you get to April. 2 cards here for my Aquarians where there's another connection involved. You have mature man. And you have courthouse. There you go. Bottom of that, great fortune. So maybe, like I said, you're saving your money to leave, or you're starting to make preparations to get a divorce or to sever a soul contract that you have with that other long-term partner. Let's get you advice for those of you where this is a past person and you're making the choice to want to reconnect with them. For my Aquarians where this is a past person. 1 more shuffle here. Thank you. If it's a past person, you have the Hangman, you've given this considerable thought. Hermit, you've done the soul searching, and 3 of Swords. I think you want to heal. You want to heal the heartbreak that the card talks about, a rebirth in the connection. King of Wands, you're taking the lead to do this. So your advice here is, if after doing the introspection and you're seeing things from all perspectives and from this person's point of view, and you're choosing to move forward to help heal that connection, as long as you do it in a fair and balanced way, this is the 2nd decan of Libra, then yeah, you will be successful with healing the connection with that person. If it's a current connection and you're choosing to show up differently, or like I said, be a little bit more emotionally vulnerable with your current person, you have the Knight of Swords. So again, being more emotionally expressive. 1 more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Knight of Swords. You have the King of Cups. And, oh, 2 cards came out. Oh, Queen of Cups to the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands. Yeah, so if this is your current connection and you're seeing this person as your equal, you're choosing to now communicate more about how you feel about them or the depths of admiration or respect or love that you have for them. And they're hearing you loud and clear, like they're receiving the message. So they're not as closed off as maybe they're I don't want to say pretending to be, or as they're projecting to be, because they're hearing you loud and clear on that. And if this is a new person that you're approaching, or they're a little standoffish because of a past connection that they've had, 3 cards of advice here. If this is a new person, one more shuffle. Thank you. You know, you're known as the king or queen of detachment, meaning you can emotionally detach from situations. You might still be that way with every other aspect of your life, but not when it comes to this person. When it comes to this person, you no longer want to be emotionally detached. I think you have a lot more love for the current person than you ever verbally expressed to them, but they're about to hear it. New person, Knight of Wands, the Sun card, and the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, you have Temperance, you have the Devil, and you have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, this person is guarded, okay? This person has been through the mill. This could be a divorced person here. Sometimes I see King or Queen of Swords as someone who's divorced, so that's possible. If not, they're a little jaded. There's a little chip on their shoulder because of what transpired in the past. Again, they're looking for long-term committed partnership, and it looks like the other connection was anything but that. So are they willing to give you a chance to hear you out, to move the relationship forward? Yeah, but if at any site they feel that this is a toxic connection or it can't go the distance, they're out. Just be mindful of that. But are they willing to move forward with you? They are. And for those of you where there's another relationship here involved, any advice for you on that? And again, the relationship being on your part. Advice for my Aquarians that have I'm going to call it a primary because this feels like a secondary. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice, the Page of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Judgment. You need to make a judgment call. And that's easier. You know, that's easy for me to say. I'm sitting here on the opposite side of, you know, your phone or your TV or your monitor, however you're viewing me. And it's easy for me to say, well, you know, you need to make up your mind about what you're doing. But you do. It's time that a judgment call here is made to free this person or leave this person behind so that they can find love elsewhere. Bottom of the deck, High Priestess, Judgment. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And again, maybe you're just trying to save your money to do this. I mean, that's, you know, especially if it's a divorce. That could be, I know, as someone who's had one, you know, you have to change your whole life around after that and rebuild. So I get it. But it's like, okay, well, how much longer are you going to maintain 2 connections? Anything else on that? One more shuffle. Thank you. And I'm not judging you or coming down hard on you, okay? 6 of Wands, the Strength card, and the Moon. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Devil. At some point, it becomes toxic to engage in 2 relationships, especially when you are keeping it a secret from the primary. And that seems to be what's happening here. So you're finding victory, success, you're feeling good, you're feeling in love with this other person. And meanwhile, it's suppressed under the moon. And there is something toxic about that. So it's just making the judgment call to make a decision. Remember I had said there was something about like, oh, in time, you feel like, oh, in time, I'll leave this person. It's time for you to do that. And I don't mean you have to divorce them or file or anything like that in March, but internally to you, I think you need to set a date of when you're going to do that. Otherwise, yeah, it's going to become unhealthy for you to try to maintain 2, one where you're staying under obligation and the other one where you're trying to be emotionally vulnerable. Like, that's going to be really hard for you to go back and forth. Oh, when I'm with this person, I'm emotionally vulnerable. But then when I go with this person, I got emotionally shut down. Like, I think for you, it'll become erratic and toxic. So like for your own sake, I just think at least internal to you, if you can create a date of when you're exiting that, it's going to be a lot easier for you. That is what I have for you. Those are your messages, big messages there for the month of March. So it looks like energetically fully eclipsing a past connection or the way you showed up in past connections. That's what you're eclipsing. No, either being tied to someone, it's like now you're like fully giving your heart to this other person, for those of you where you have a primary and a secondary, and then for others of you, you are just eclipsing being detached in connection, being emotionally detached. It looks like you're willing to be more vulnerable moving forward. Bravo to you. The rest of the zodiac has a lot to learn from you. That is what I have for you, Aquarius, for March 2026. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.